Hi friends, good day. In the last class we have seen about investment account, come interest, ex interest, come interest purchase, ex interest purchase, come interest sale, ex interest sale, and the format of investment account. So we have discussed about fixed bearing securities. That is, we have taken example of debentures. Today I'll be giving you how to go for accounting of it. So that I'll be explaining today's class with one example. See, X company limited purchased I'll give you, like, instead of giving you the problem, let me give you, for doing the problem initially, better to have a timeline. I think that will give you clarity. Timeline. 1st January 2019, 10,000 debentures, 10%, 10,000 debentures purchased. Okay. Then 1st March debentures purchased. 1st March 2019, 5,000 10% debentures ex interest purchased. Let us assume company is paying, where you have invested purchased debentures of that particular company, they are paying yearly twice interest on 30th June. 30th June 2019, interest received. Then 1st August 19, sold 5,000 10% debentures. And here I should give value. 10,000 debentures purchase, come interest at the rate of 95. 5,000 10% ex debentures purchase at the rate of 105. Sold 5,000 10% debentures at the rate of 106. Okay. Then September 19, sold 2,000 10% debentures at the rate of 105. 1st October 19, purchased 2,500 come interest at the rate of 102 rupees. 31st December. Interest received. See, generally it will be given in paragraph. That you need to arrange like this initially. See, generally the problem will be given like a paragraph, like X company limited has purchased 10,000 debentures on 1st January 2019. Like that, the information will be given in paragraph. That I have arranged in like a timeline. The timeline will give you clarity for doing the problem. Initially, it is good idea to have a timeline so that you can work out the problems without any difficulty. So here what I am trying to explain you is that for whenever we are having problem, we need to have the information of is it come interest purchase or ex interest purchase. So that is basically point number one. The second point, we need to have accounting year which the company is following, the investing enterprise is following. I am assuming here investing enterprise is following calendar year as an accounting year. As an accounting year. The company in which debentures purchased was paying interest June 30th and 31st December each year, and FIFO method. They are following FIFO method. FIFO method is for what? For ascertaining closing balance. FIFO method for ascertaining carrying amount. That you know what is carrying amount? The carrying amount is nothing but the closing balance. We had discussion in one of our previous classes. Is this clear? What is carrying amount? The balance which is to be shown. The balance to be shown in the investment account is called a carrying amount. Right. Now here I think this has been cleared. Now this come interest purchase, ex interest per se, purchase interest received, sold 5,000 debentures. For you to understand better, just a minute. Let me write as one is come interest sale, the other one is ex interest sale. Okay, so this is timeline. Chronologically I went. Now for this problem, whenever you are going for working out, you should start with working notes first. Working notes. What is working notes? Cost price of 10,000 debentures. Come interest on 1st January 2019. You know, the company was paying interest on 31st December, no? So on 1st January you are purchased. So when you are purchasing the debentures on 1st January, the previous day was the last date, the seller won't be charging any interest from you. Because the seller has already received on 31st December, he has received interest. Now he is selling those debentures to you on 1st January 2019. That means 31st December 18 he has received interest on 10,000 debentures. Those debentures he has sold to us. So I think we need not pay any interest because company has already paid the interest on 31st December. So the question of the cum interest, ex interest doesn't have any significance. Why? Because the company is having a policy of paying interest on 30th June and 31st December each year. So therefore, I think the 1st January 2019 doesn't have any significance. Either be it cum interest or ex interest. It's simple. Purchase price 10,000 debentures at the rate of, I told you, 95. 10,000 into 95 rupees. It is coming to 9,50,000. Minus accrued interest. Cum interest already, interest is included now. Accrued interest nil. I have given the reason for that. Therefore, this is the cost price of debentures purchase. Accrued interest I have given the reason why. The company has received, the investing enterprise, the seller has received interest from the company on 31st December 2018. So therefore on 10,000 debentures, no need to deduct accrued interest. Then working notes number 2. Working notes number 2. 5,000 10% debentures ex interest purchased at the rate of 105 rupees. You can see the date now here. Date is 1st March 2019. The seller is selling the debentures to us, 5,000 debentures, 10%. 10% is rate of interest. Ex interest purchase at the rate of 105. So this 5,000 to 105 is excluding cost price, no? So we need to find out the purchase price for that. So how to do this? Purchase price of ex interest now I told you ex interest which is not included, interest is not included. So interest is to be calculated. $5,000 into 105 rupees. You're getting 5,25,000. Now this is purchase price and you should calculate accrued interest. Actually this purchase price of ex interest 5,000 debentures purchase. Purchase price in this case is nothing but cost price only, because which is not included, accrued interest is not included in this. But we should calculate accrued interest separately. In this case purchase price is nothing but cost price, for which one X interest debentures. X interest debentures which is not included, interest is not included, but you need to calculate accrued interest so that we will be making a payment. Okay, so accrued interest is equal to, what was the last date of payment? 31st December, no? When this has been purchased 1st March 2019, that means there is a gap of 2 months. So the 2 months interest is to be paid to seller, because seller is foregoing 2 months interest, no? So buyer, we are the buyers, we need to compensate the company 2 months interest at the rate of 10% on face value. In case of debentures, if face value is not given, we shall assume face value is 100. So therefore here we are writing accrued interest from 1st January 19 to 1st March 19. That is for so what is face value? Debenture 100 rupees into 2 by 12. Is this clear? You want to cross check once again. 5000 into 100 rupees into 10% into it is coming to 8333. So therefore what is the final payment to seller? So this is payment to seller. Here what is the payment to seller? 9,50,000. Purchase price I told you. In this case, purchase price of 1000 debentures into 95 is nothing but payment to seller. But payment to seller is including interest. To find out cost price of debentures, we need to deduct accrued interest. But in this case, since the last date was 31st December, on 1st January you purchase, no need to calculate interest. Clear to all of you? This is how we need to calculate. So now this X interest, this is it will be taken to which column? Cost column. This will be taken to accrued interest column. What is total payment? 5,33,333. This is working notes number 2. On 30th June, interest has been received. On how many debentures? 10,000 debentures which you have purchased on 1st January. 5,000 debentures which is purchased on 1st March. On this date, the company policy is to pay interest on 30th June. On this date, number of debentures with the company is how much? 10,000 plus 5,000. How many debentures will be receiving interest on? 15,000 debentures. Third working notes. Interest on debentures received. On 31st March 2000, 30th June, 30th June 2019. On 30th June 2019. You have to calculate 10,000 debentures 10,000 plus 5,000 debentures. Rate 10 by 100 into 6 by 12. So 15,000 into 100 into 10%. 75,000. This is the interest on debentures received on 30th June 2019. As on that date, you are having these debentures. Then working notes number 4. So I think like this, you should start working out the problem. Sold 5,000 debentures. When you are selling, you may be getting profit or loss, no? Sold 5,000 debentures, 10% at the rate of 106 come interest. Okay. Sale of 5,000 debentures, come interest, on 1st August 19. Sale of 5,000 debentures, come interest on 1st 8, 19. And profit or loss on sale. So now sale of 5,000 debentures, come interest. So let me write first. Sale proceeds received. How many debentures has been sold? 5,000 debentures. Into I think 106, if I am not wrong. 106. Now you are the seller. You are the seller. You are getting 5,30,000. Now this is including interest, no? So from this you should deduct, since it is come interest, interest is deducted. Sale proceeds received from that interest accrued. What is the date? 1st August. What was the date of last payment? 30th June, no? July, only 1 month. On that 1 month, as a seller, you want to collect from the buyer. So that is interest accrued. From sale proceeds, come interest means the sale proceeds is including interest. That interest I am segregating to find out the cost price. So interest accrued is equal to 5,000 into 100 see sir, 5,000 debentures, sir. What is the face value debenture? 100 rupees. Interest 10%. For how many months I have to calculate? 1 by 12. Why 1 by 12? 30th June last payment, 1st July to 1st August I have to calculate interest. This interest is including sale proceeds. So therefore you have to calculate 5,000 into 5,000 into 100 into 10%, 4,167. Now this will become cost price. Five lakhs 30,000 minus 5,25,833. This is cost price. Now cost price of debentures sold. From this we shall deduct cost price of debentures purchased. Okay. Or if you are having any confusion on this, you write value of debentures sold. There will not be any problem. Excluding accrued interest. Because this accrued interest, even though you are receiving, this is a revenue nature, no? Revenue nature will not be included in the capital nature. Sale proceeds received is capital nature. Interest accrued is revenue nature. This amount you are collecting 5,30,000. Sale proceeds received means collected from buyer. So value of debenture sold 5,25,833. Now cost price of debentures purchase. Now you have to calculate by following FIFO. How to calculate FIFO method? You see simple logic. 10,000 debentures of, see, FIFO means first in first out. When you are selling 5,000, you first start using this lot, no? From this you will be selling. So we want to find out the cost price. What is cost price? We already calculated. Cost price of debentures purchase 9,50,000. So therefore, cost price of debentures purchase is equal to 9,50,000 is for 10,000 debentures. 5,000 debentures how much? Four lakh 75,000. So value of debenture sold is more than cost price. So you are getting a profit on sale. So 5,25,000. You are getting 50,833. So like this we have to calculate. Similarly on 1st September 19, come on, you try. I am giving 2 minutes time. You can cross check later on. If everything I am working out, I think you'll be having to try. This is 10% this time, X interest. You can try 1st September 19 and 1st October 19 also. Okay, now you can cross check. I'm working out how you got the value. Only if you got the doubt initially, sir, why this interest accrued has been received, sir. This is what I am supposed to receive from company. The buyer is not paying anything. The buyer is collecting this 4,167 since he is holding it. That amount is be paying. He is not paying from his pocket. From his pocket is paying 5,25,833. This is the amount received on sale of debentures. This is clear. This is nothing but amount received. Value of debentures sold is nothing but excluding interest. Is this clear to all of you? It means a simple logic is that when debentures has been sold, when you are selling the debentures at a come interest, the come interest is the amount that is being included in the quotation price. It means the company is making payment to the buyer who is having the debentures on that particular date. So this 4,167 interest for 1 month and then 5 months which is holding. Total 6 months interest the company will be paying on 5,000 to the buyer. I am talking about. We are talking about seller, no? Now we are selling it. So from the buyer's point of view, 5,000 into 100, 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs 10%, 50,000. 50,000 is receiving. But in fact, he has to receive only interest for how many months? 5 months. I'll give you a simple example. So 50,000 by 12. So if you deduct that 50,000 minus 4,167 for 5 months interest 45,833, the buyer has to receive. Now buyer is receiving 50,000. That means the company is paying 6 months interest, but is eligible for 5,000 interest. Therefore, that 1 month interest is paying to the seller now. So this 4,167 is not part and parcel of sale proceeds. It is not part and parcel of sale proceeds. So to find out profit or loss, I am giving a statement now. We shall deduct accrued interest. If it is X interest, no problem. Come interest, to find out the profit or loss on sale, I should take value of debentures sold. Or we can say here value of debentures sold excluding interest part. So cost price I have told you before we have followed. I have sold from first lot itself. Okay, therefore profit on sale of debenture transfer to which account? P&L account. Okay. Now this I think you'll understand now. Fifth point. Sold 2,000 debentures on 1st September. X interest at the rate of 105. Profit or first September or 1st September. First September 19. This is working notes number 5. Let me write here. Sale proceeds received. X interest debentures. X interest debentures will never include interest. So it has been sold 2,000 into 105, no? 2 lakhs 10,000. This is not including interest. That's it. So therefore, even the interest is not included, we have to calculate. Minus cost price of debentures sold. So cost price we have seen initially. Working notes number 1. Cost price 9,50,000. From that lot only you are selling it. $9,50,000 is on how many debentures? From first lot only you are selling, no? So therefore 9,50,000 into 2000 by 10,000. It is coming to 1,90,000. Here also you are having profit on sale. $20,000. So simple words, X interest, no need to direct interest, but you have to calculate interest. Accrued interest. Previously, come interest, accrued interest was included, therefore we have deducted to find out the profit or loss. Clear to all of you? Accrued interest to be calculated from 1st July, because last date was 30th September, no? 30th June, no? So 1st July 90 into 1st September 19. That is how many debentures you have to calculate? 2000. 2000 into 100 into 10 by 100 and 2 by 12. 2000 into 100 into 10% into 2 by 12. It is coming to 3,333. I repeat once again, 20,000 into 100 into 33,333. It will be taken to which column? Interest column. That means we'll company the seller, selling enterprise is receiving 2,10,000 plus 3,333. Okay, that is including accrued interest. So this will be taken to which column? Sale proceeds will be taken to cost column. Clear? Next, 6th point. Purchase 2,500 debentures, come interest at 102 rupees. Purchase 2,500 10% debentures, come interest. Come interest means interest is included. Purchase price of debentures on 1st October. October 19. Now, how many debentures have been purchased and what is the rate? Is it come interest or X interest? Come interest debentures at the rate of 102, 2,500. Not 5 or not? Into 102. Two lakhs 55,000. From this we shall deduct accrued interest. Because what is purchase, which debentures purchase come interest. Accrued interest is equal to 2,500 into 100, because interest is always calculated face value. 2,500 into 100, and what was the date of last payment? 30th June. So you have to calculate interest up to 1st October. October we can ignore. That is June, July, August, September. For 4 months we have to calculate. $2,500, that is nominal value. 10% rate of interest into 4 by 12. Because you have to make payment to seller up to the date of purchase. No, how you got this 4 months? How you got 4 months? 1st July 19 to 1st October 19. So into 10%. Calculation 2,500 into 100, 10%. Is coming to 8,333. Clear to all of you? So accrued interest I have calculated from 1st July 2009 to date of purchase 1st October 2019. Since it is come interest debentures, we have to deduct accrued interest to find out the amount paid for buying the debentures excluding interest. Come on. 2,55,000 minus will be getting 2,46,667. This will be taken to which column? Cost column. Okay. Last point, 7th working notes. Working notes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7th one. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On 31st December, company has received interest. Now you can understand 10,000 debentures purchase, 10,000 plus 5,000, 15,000. 15,000 sold, 5,000, 10,000 you are having balance, 2,000 sold. Come on, 10,000 plus 5, 15. 15 minus 5, 10. 10 plus 2, 12. 12 plus 2,400, 14,500 debentures. You can cross check for yourself. 10,000 plus 5, 15,000 minus 5,000. 10,000 minus 2,000, 8,000, sorry. 8,000 plus 2,500. Clear to all of you? $10,000 debentures opening balance purchase, debentures purchase in the beginning of accounting year which you are following. 5,000 again purchase, 10 plus 5, 15. Sold is how much? 5,000. Again sold is how much? 2,000. Then purchase is how much? 2,500. 10 plus 5, 15. 15 minus 5, 10. 10 minus 2, 8. 8 plus 2,500, 11,500. You can see closing balance. Sold 5,000. $2,000. Then again purchased. Okay. Now let us see the balance. Last one. So 10,000 plus 5, 15 minus 5, 10. 10 minus 2, 8. 8 plus 2,500. This is the balance of debentures. On this, company is receiving interest. As on that date, whoever is holding the debentures, on that company will be receiving interest. I have already told you number of debentures. 10,000 plus 5,000 minus 5,000 plus minus 2,500. Ten thousand plus 5, 15 minus 5, 10. 10 minus 2,000, 12,500. Somewhere 10,000 purchase, 5,000 purchase. Sold 5,000 correct. Sold 2,000 correct. Purchase 2,500 plus 550. 10. 10 minus 2,500. I think the then plus 2,500. It is coming to how many debentures? 10,500 debentures. That is 10,500 debentures in 100 into 10 by 12. 10,500 into 100 into 10%. Six by 12. You're getting 52,500 as interest received. 10,500 debentures into 100 rupees into 10 by 100 to 6 by 12. Clear to all of you? I think this is how you have to work out the problem. Then this is to be arranged in a ledger account. Suppose the books of X Limited. See here, you should write the name of the script, meaning like X Limited or Y Limited company, debentures, etc. That script name you should write, that we'll be discussing later on. I think in the last class I have told you about the format. First column date, second column particulars, third column nominal value, fourth column interest, fifth column cost column, amount, date again, particulars, nominal value, cost, nominal value, interest. Interest and cost. This is the format. Clear? Okay, now you can see one by one, starting here. 1st January, what is cost of it? 9,50,000. Now if you want, you can write number or you can write value. If you write value 10 lakhs, no? 10,000 to 100 face value. Interest here, we don't have any accrued interest, cost 9,50,000. Okay, then go back. Second working note, let us see. Purchase price of X interest. Now this is cost price, is to be taken to cost column. This is to be taken to accrued interest column. What is the date on which you have purchased? This is 1st March. March. 5,25,000. Five lakhs 25,000. Clear to all of you? 5,25,000 cost column. What is accrued interest? 8,333. Finally, it is coming to payment is 5,33,333. 8,333 is interest. So accrued interest plus this is being paid at the time of acquiring it. Then after 1st March, then I think 4th working notes is about interest received. I think. Sorry, 4th is about sale or interest received. 3rd one. Interest on debentures received. 15,000 debentures you are having. 1000 plus 5000. Okay, this value or not. So 15,200 to 10% to 6 by 12. Coming to 7. The amount is correct, but I think I'm how much you'll be seeing 75,000 in. If you want, you can cross check one. 10,000 plus 5,000. 15,000 into 100 into 10% into 6 by 12 is coming to 75,000. 75,000 is interest that is being received. So 30th June, by bank, you write it in which column? Interest column. 75,000. Then after 30th June, next, profit or loss on sale. So first, what is sale proceeds received? 5,30,000. What is accrued interest? 4,167. So therefore, this is to be taken to cost column, excluding interest. What is the date? This is the date. 1st August. 1st August. First August, what is the amount that has been received? 5,25,833. 5,25,000. Five lakhs 25,833. Of space adjustment here. I think hope you'll be understanding it. 5 lakhs 5,25,833. And what is the interest it is having? Your accrued interest 4,167. So that means this is come interest, no? The total amount paid is this one. Now you are getting profit or loss. Come on, I will be asking profit, which side you write? You recollect yourself trading account. This is like current asset account. This is cost. This is cost. Cost is nothing but the amount, the value. Or we can write amount also. If you are having confusion, you can write amount also. Trading account. Opening stock plus purchase, sales, gross profit, you write credit sheet, same logic. If profit on sale is there, you should write in the cost column. To profit on sale. To profit on sale is transferred to P&L account. To profit on sale. What is profit on sale? You got it here. 50,833. 50,833. What is the rate here? 1st August 19. To profit on sale, transferred to P&L account. You can write P&L account also. If you want directly in place of writing profit on sale, we can also write to P&L account. Like you write a trading account at or to P&L account, same thing. This is current investments. Opening stock, like here we got 2 times purchases. Sale, profit, loss is there. Which side you write? Credit side. That's it. Got it, all of you? Then 1st August 19 is completed. Then 1st September 19. Working notes number 9. I think this time this is X interest, no? X interest no accrued interest, but accrued interest is to be calculated, but that need not be deducted from sale proceed. The reason is that X interest will never include interest, but you will be receiving interest. That means total amount that is being received is 2,10,000 plus 3,333. It is coming to how much? 2,13,333. You are getting a profit of 20,000. So first let me write 2,10,000. Why bank 2,10,000? And what is accrued interest? What is accrued interest? Tell me. 3,333. Now here, to P&L account, profit on sale. What is the profit you got? 20,000. Clear to all of you? 20,000 profit you got. Now, here you should write nominal value, no? Here 5,000 was sold, no? 2,000 was sold. That means 2 lakhs. You can see what is the value of debentures sold. 2,000 debentures. So 2,000 nominal value 100. 2,000 into 100, 2 lakhs. I think you are following this, all of you. I repeat once again. Sale proceeds is 2,10,000. Cost price is 1,90,000. Profit on sale 20,000. But I told you this is not including interest. If it is including interest, interest is to be deducted. That means either it is a cum interest or X interest. You have to calculate accrued interest. Okay. Then next, after that, we went for purchase of debenture. What is the date? 1st October 2019. This is cum interest. No? Cum interest means I told you what is the amount to be taken to cost column 2,46,667. Interest column 8,333. What is the nominal value? 2,500 into 100. So 1st October 2019. To bank account. I think 2,500 debentures purchased. 2,500 into 100. It is coming to 2 lakhs, 2,50,000. So what is the value interest to be taken is 8,333. Interest is 8,333. And whereas amount to be taken to cost column 2,46,667. Accrued interest is 8,333. 2,46,667 is the cost. That means total amount that is being paid 8,333 plus 2,46,667. Total amount paid is 2,55,000. That is what you got it now here. 2,55,000 has been paid, but it is including accrued interest. Okay. Then last one, 31st December 19. I think that was the last one. Yet all of you, this is about purchase price is completed. Last one. Interest received on 31st December is how much? 52,500. For calculation, for writing the interest, no need to write. Nominal value is not required. This is interest received from the company where you have invested your amount by buying the debenture. Now you can close these columns. You can see first nominal value column 5 lakhs plus 2 lakhs 7 lakhs. Debit side 15 lakhs plus 2 lakh 50,000 17 lakhs 50,000. 17 lakhs 50,000 minus 7 lakhs. Ten lakh 50,000 is the closing balance. I hope you'll understand because I need to go for next time space adjustment. I can't go for expansion of width of the screen. This is complete. Now I can close which column? Interest column. 75,000 plus 4,167 plus 3,333 plus 52,500 coming to 1,35,000. One lakh 35,000 minus 1,18,334 is transferred to P&L account. Final net effect of interest. This is interest that is being paid at the time of buying the debentures, accrued interest. This is interest received at the time of sale of interest. The interest which you are paying will be collected the company. The interest that is we are receiving will be received by the buyer. So ultimately, what is the amount that is transferred to P&L account is 1,18,334. Now coming back to this, let us look at the debit side. 9,50,000 plus 5,25,000 plus 50,833 plus 20,000 coming to 17,92,500. $3,000 plus 9,25,000 plus 3,833 plus 20,000 plus 2,46,000 minus lakhs 20 minus 2 lakhs 10. Right here. $17,92,500. $10,56,660 is your carrying amount. I think the total here you will be taking to now Even if you do FIFO also, you should get the same thing. If you want, you can cross check. How to find out FIFO? First in, first out. First in, first out. Even if you work out first in, first out also without doing this cap balancing, you'll be getting the same thing, because out of this 10 lakhs, first you have sold the stock, then balance you have sold the stock. So I think what is that you can do, just cross verification. Cost price of remaining debentures out of 1st January 19. See, it is 9,50,000. No, 9,50,000 by 10,000 into 2,500. No, because you have sold 2 times. How many times it has been sold? 2 times. No, 5,000 has been sold, 2,000. From where it has been sold? 10,000. So 7,000 has been sold, 7,000. So balance is 3,000. Balance is, okay, let us cross check. 9,50,000. Even if you want to go by FIFO method, you should get the same answer. Even individually, if you do 9,50,000 by 10,000 into 3,000, 2,85,000. Then you got second time purchased. I think this has not been sold, so this is as it is. So 1st March 19. First March 19, coming to 5,25,000. Then cost price of debentures purchased on 1st October 19. $2,46,667. Okay, 2,85,000 plus 5,25,000 plus is equal to 10,56,667. Is it right or wrong? So this generally in the solution they work out like this. I think this cross verification is not needed, because the balancing figure itself is carrying amount. Current investment carrying amount is shown at cost price or market value, whichever is lower. Last class I told you that I will be explaining today. In case of current investment, carrying amount is, please stop the following. Cost price and fair value. What is fair value? It is a value between knowledgeable buyer and knowledgeable seller at arm's length distance. It's called as fair value or market value. We don't have information on market value here, Neil. Cost price is how much? 10,56,667. Since market value is not given, it is assumed that Since market value is not given, it is assumed that market value is lower than cost price. So today what is that you have learned, my dear friends? When market value is lower than cost price or market value information is not given, I think this stuff is not needed. This stuff is not needed. Directly this will become balancing figure. Okay, I'll try to put it in the next class in a better way. The drawing the lines is a bit difficult on the screen. I think I can't use the scale properly. I think you hope you will understand it, my dear friends. Going back, and this is just to have a clarity. You read the problem thoroughly. Whatever the doubts, I can't, like if it is a direct face-to-face contract, I think face-to-face contact, then I could have explained you what are the doubts. I will be knowing it. So I am trying to generally, not in regular classes also, I will be doing the same thing. I'll be doing the same thing, like taking you. I start with one example first. So only the thing which you should focus is that now, while this actually generally will be provided with a paragraph question, but this I orally have taken. It's not given an e-book. Spontaneously, just I created a problem for you to explain, for me to explain you in a better way, so that you will have clarity of how to calculate come interest. Simple logic. Come interest, what is there? Interest is included. That is to be separated. That is revenue. Cost is capital. X interest is not there, so that can be directly taken to cost column, but interest is to be calculated. This is very important point. I'm repeating, is it come interest or X interest? Interest is to be calculated. If it is come interest, it is to be deducted from quotation price, purchase price, to get the cost value. If it is X interest, no need to deduct, but still interest is to be calculated. That means either come interest or X interest is to be calculated. Same is the case with sale also. To find out the profit or loss, from if it is come interest portion is to be deducted, then you should compare with the cost price. Cost price, how to calculate, sir? You can go by FIFO or average. That I have explained in the last class. Last class I have explained. Then when it comes to the X interest, no need to deduct accrued interest, but either come interest sale or X interest sale, interest is to be calculated. When interest is to be calculated, how? When you need to calculate interest? From the date of purchase to the date of last payment. From the date of purchase. Now in this case, date of purchase 1st January, date of last payment 31st December. So no need to calculate interest, be it come interest or X interest. But in this case, date of purchase 1st March, date of last payment 31st December, 2 months accrued interest. In this case, sold 1st August, date of last interest 30th June, date of sale 1st August. So 30th June, 1st August, 1 month interest is to be calculated. It is come interest. This is X interest. Even the X interest is not included in this 105 rupees, but still interest to be calculated, because 1st September 19 sold, X interest. X interest means interest is not included, but still you have to calculate accrued interest, because that is to be collected from my buyer. Quotation price is X interest, without interest I have quoted, and that fellow buyer has to pay along. Buyer has to pay this amount plus interest. That interest, how much I have to collect? Last date of payment 30th June, 1st September, July, August. 2 months I have to calculate interest. I have to get 2 months interest. So conclusion is that either come interest purchase or come interest sale, X interest purchase or X interest sale, interest is to be calculated. Okay. If you are having any doubt after my completion of my explanation, at last again I am recapitulating. Again I am trying to repeat this. So please listen to me again. If you got doubt, you watch that video. The next class onwards, I will be working out the problems. Maybe 2 or 3 classes, you will be having bit of confusion. That has to be with practice. Even sometimes suddenly, if I after 6 months if I start, I may struggle. It's not that you don't know, you can't calculate. Then come interest, X interest is bit of confusion. It's in the sense if you are not practicing it, right? So only one thing just I wish to tell you, that come interest or X interest, accrued interest is to be calculated. Now the thing is, the most important thing you should understand, when you are selling it to get a profit or loss, interest will never be included in to find out the profit. I think that has been illustrated here. You can see to find out profit or loss here. In this case, since it is X interest, I think got two profits. No, yeah. This is come interest. Come interest is included. So value of debentures sold minus cost price of debentures purchased. So interest part has been eliminated to find out profit because it's revenue nature. The buyer is not doing any favor by giving 4,167. This 4,167 is collecting from company. So that is why it is not part of my selling price. Selling price shall be excluding interest since it is come interest. So please remember, interest part, if it is come interest, it is to be deducted. Okay. Now this is profit or loss on sale of. This is X interest, no? X interest. X interest is not included. So that therefore I can directly calculate. Sale proceeds received, X interest debenture. Then profit on sale I got. But please, you can see interest is calculated either come interest or X interest. Come interest must, before to find out profit or loss, you have to calculate interest, it should be deducted. Even X interest also you should calculate, because interest element is to be taken to interest column or income column. It is also called as income column. The reason is that this interest, since I am foregoing, after 2 months of getting the last interest, I am selling it. In this case, I am selling on 1st August. That means 30th June was the last date. So after 1 month interest I am foregoing. This 1 month interest I am collecting from buyer. I am not a fool to lose that interest. Here in this case I am losing how many months interest? 2 months interest. This 2 months interest I will be collecting. But this 2,10,000 is excluding interest. 2,10,000 plus 3,333. How much I will be collecting from buyer? 2,13,333. But this interest, whatever the buyer is paying, that buyer is going to get back from the company again. This I have explained in the last class also. I hope you got the clarity how we have to work out. This is one example I have taken to explain this logic. So now with this I am concluding the today's class. The next class we start working out the problems. Keep on practicing, keep on watching and seeing that again, and after seeing, close this and go back to the problem which I have explained. You try to practice. You can create for yourself problem. You can have your own problem. You can create for yourself, my dear friends. You create a problem, then you try. Not an issue that you need not, whatever I'm writing, you create some problem. Take some values. Debentures, you know, in redemption of debentures also you have learned face value of debenture is to be taken as 100 rupees. That's it, whether it is given or not. Okay. So this cross verification, why I went, even I got the same value, no? So FIFO first in first out you have learned in inventory. Maybe costing also Sir might have told you how to calculate material chapter FIFO. I think that particular method I have followed. I have given that in the assume that FIFO method is being followed. Or if market value is not given, no need to do all these things. Simply I generally, to save time, I say balancing figure. Only problem is that when you don't know market value, when you got the market value, I think this is must. This is must. This is must. This calculation is must. If market value is not given, then balancing figure can be taken as carrying amount. So today conclusion, in case of current investment, carrying amount is the list of following: cost price or fair value or market value. Since market value is not given, it is assumed that market value is lower than cost price. Okay. So with this I am completing today's lecture. We will meet in the next class. Till then, goodbye. Thank you. God bless you all.